the first chain was wrapped around your leg. Clunk. And by the way, unwittingly, your parents held the chain, held the rivet, and that doctor beat it around your leg and into place so that they could shackle you. And the doctors knew what they were doing. Oh, yay, oh, yay, oh, yay. Because this was part of the Masonic and part of many other plans set up by these bottom-feeding parasites to recapture the American people as bondsmen and slaves against the global mechanism. Now, I'm going to stop right there for a moment because we have a caller. Who do we have this morning? I hear beep.
Hello.
There we go. Who do we have?
Tom from Michigan.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
You left one thing out. He stole the gold, too, and the people are naive enough to get it. Well, I don't know if they're naive or scared, but this time it's not going to happen. And my mom, she was born at number 99 down in West Virginia, and her grandma helped her mom have my mom at home. She was born at number 99 in West Virginia.
Oh, right. No. Well, we haven't gotten that far. We're just talking about the people who were born in the corporate entity.
Oh.
Inside the business. Now, I touched on that. That's a good point. As I said, remember I touched on this originally. Yeah. Most people were born at home.
Yeah. She didn't have a doctor. She didn't have a doctor or anything. You mentioned about a doctor and stuff, license and stuff. But was that just in the cities and stuff? Or?
No, it was promoted in the cities or here. Think about it. You have the Department of Health or you have the doctors, and through the propaganda of the controlled media, doing you need to have your children in a hospital or else things just won't be right. And you know what's fascinating? I want to touch on this. How many people out there can recall, my grandparents, and even my parents would do this, they would know exactly where their mom or their dad or where they themselves were born. And they wouldn't point at a hospital. They'd point at a house where the family used to live.
Yeah.
My dad was born on just off Main Street in downtown Ann Arbor. In fact, let's see, what is that? To Packard. I think it's where Packard comes into Main Street and heads a little east. I think it's the first block, right on Packard Road off at Main Street in Ann Arbor. And we could drive by and go, yep, that's where I was born. And my mom, she was born down in Dundee.
Wow. Yeah.
In Michigan, man. In fact, both of the houses are still standing. Both of them are 150 years old approximately now.
Yeah. But I just wanted to say, because they're going to come for the gold, but they're just going to get lead from a lot of us.
Well, the thing is that, and this is where this all comes in, bottom line is there's a lot of people who have completely just washed their hands and stepped away from and don't do any business with them at all. But part of the reason is because there's no benefit we can get from it anyway.
No.
There's the way they've set the racket up, unless you're a quadriplegic homosexual Eskimo.
Well, that's not me.
Exactly. If you have have paid into the system forever, and you come across hard times once, say in the last 20 or 30 years, the system is specifically set up to do everything it can to deny you any assistance, even though you have paid and paid and paid and paid and paid.
Well, Mark, I'm on disability because I was in a car wreck, messed my back and hips and everything up in my neck. But anyways, I had to get a lawyer to get my Social Security.
Right, exactly. You have to fight. Actually, what gets me about this is the very assessors that were supposed to take care of this themselves without any corporate entanglements from another direction, which is the Bar Association.
Yeah.
Instead, they help to promote and create business for themselves. There's a whole racket and scam. When when a lawyer goes in for all of that, you don't go, even though that's a court. The courts are like little businesses. Have you noticed off to the side?
Yeah.
They're not like held in what you would call a regular court. It just happens to be wherever they plop down a couple of plaques and do business for the moment. And in fact, it's become such a rubber stamp routine. It's like, well, yeah, we're fighting. But in reality, it's going to take so many meetings. They're going to say this, You're going to say that. Your lawyer's going to say that. The bar member who's working for the state, who's milking the money from that direction, yaps some more. The bar member that you were forced to hire yaps from the other direction. They claim that they're not going to give anything. The other guy claims more than you're expected to get. And miracle of miracles, there's always this exact medium that just seems to be like it was already rubber stamped, printed out on the computer, and ready to hit button A, B, C, or D to get the end result.
Yeah. But I just want to let you know that a lot of people aren't going to, when they come for gold with the guns, they're just going to get the lead. But I'll catch you later. Love you, Mark.
Thank you, Tom. And again, now here's the thing about this, guys, is that, remember, by the way, the doctors know what we're talking about, too. You want to have some fun? Go to United States Code, look up birth certificate, and then take a look at all of the regulations attached to the corporation creating a birth certificate. Take a look also at the punishments. So you got to remember, the privilege that they create is where they create this title of nobility, doctor, like Esquire. And by creating this title that puts a person above others psychologically, that's the whole idea behind this. Ooh, he has a title. Ooh, I say, yes, I'm Professor Quackenbush. Professor, yes, very important. Dr. Professor Quackenbush. Don't forget, doctor and professor are interchangeable, just like Esquire. Yes, my little chickadee. Yeah, think about it. And by the way, how many times when you have, and this is funny, stuff is put right out in your face in movies even that old with W.C. Fields. Yes, remember W.C. Fields? Well, if you think, how many times you hear him say, yes, well, you didn't read the fine print, my boy. Right there on the bottom line. Right there on the bottom line, you didn't read the fine print. I'll touch on that because that was yapped many times on the celluloid, and in reality it means a lot more to many different people than you think. I hear the music. Lookout Mountain. We are at the bottom of the first hour. This is the Micro Effect. You grab a cup of coffee, run back in here if you want to, and sit down and relax for a little bit with us, or keep getting dressed. We'll be back in about 3 minutes on the Micro Effect in the morning. Who will die on Lookout Mountain? You know what interesting about that battle, guys? If you've ever looked at Lookout Mountain and then take a look at the terrain of the Civil War, remember that was a great farmed area, and Lookout Mountain, exactly as it describes what it is. From that piece of real estate, you pretty well command the district, and for that reason it became a challenged piece of real estate that was fought over tenaciously, to say the least. Now, I'll tell you what, it is a beautiful morning here. It is Tuesday. I hear the, God Save the Queen being played in the extension of the Bar Association's headquarters, now known as the District of Criminals in Washington, D.C. Sadly enough, we used to be American to a degree, but now, with all these bar parasites in place, we know what's going on. Now, I will remind everybody again, everything we talk about here this hour about the Strawman, all lawyers know about. All lawyers know about. Look at these people, I could use another term, differently from what you have been taught. They know how the American sovereign is being destroyed, / you, the American individual, and are being turned into corporate property. They are officers of the bar, officers of the British Regency, whose job it is to surrender you as enfeebled property because you were foolish and stupid enough to be allowed to be handed over to the crown as property and as a corporate entity. Therefore, you are incompetent. That's not Mark. That's how they look at you. Understand that you are a person, a free person, born and given the gift of life through God, not through the state. The state would like to claim that they were the ones there, but only as a usurper and as a parasite have they appeared, not as any creator. In fact, the basic rule is the created can never be greater than its creator. God created man. Man created government. And through government, corporation, business, and commerce is allowed because government is a compact whereby people create a civil society, a mechanism whereby peacefully interaction can take place. Now, individuals with unscrupulous individuals who are typically wicked will try to gravitate to these positions of authority that are created. Societies will be fabricated, including secret societies, which may even be public, but have ulterior motives and agendas, which are cliques of people who wish to usurp the authority of the people as a whole.